Hey everybody, today I'm going to be making my very own sausage, spinach, and mushroom frittata. This video is part of a Mother's Day collaboration with some other great cooks and chefs located in the Kim community here on YouTube. Be sure to stick around and check out some of the other great recipes that we have to offer. Just like Entertaining with Beth, she's going to be making some apricot almond tartlets. The Glamorous Housewife is going to show us how to set up a mimosa bar. Gemma Stafford is going to show us how to do some cupcake bouquets. All Natural 28 is going to show us how to make some strawberry cream cheese stuffed French toast. And finally, the GastroLab TV is going to whip up some eggs Benedict. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to give you all the links to everybody's channels and these particular videos for the Mother's Day collaboration. And if you're using a mobile device, be sure and check the description bar. Now let's get to this frittata. We're going to start first by cooking our sausage. Now this is my own turkey sausage recipe. I'm going to provide it for you in the links below, but you can also use your choice of sausage. I wanted to start the sausage off in a dry, hot pan because I wanted to see how much fat that the meat was going to render. The fat that's rendered from the sausage is going to play a part in how much additional fat you're going to add for the frittata itself. So make sure you break the sausage up into the small pieces. Once it's done, go ahead and just remove it from the pan and place the cooked sausage in a clean bowl or plate. Do not use the same bowl or plate that you used for the raw sausage beforehand. Now here are some of the other ingredients. What I'm doing right now is I'm just chopping up some shallots. I'm using one whole shallot, and a shallot is an onion, and it's basically a milder version of a red onion, and it won't overpower the rest of the ingredients. As you can see, we have mushrooms, we have spinach, we have cheese and chives, so lots of good stuff going in this frittata. And we're just going to give 1 clove of garlic a good fine mince. Now in the same pan where we cooked the sausage, I added about a tablespoon of butter so that we can go ahead and saute off the onions and garlic just until those sweat a little bit, about 1 or 2 minutes. For this recipe, I am purposely using a 10-inch non-stick oven-safe skillet. For the most part, frittatas will finish off under the broiler or in the oven, so that means you will have to pick your cookware very carefully. Now I'm just going to add the mushrooms and the spinach, and I'm going to let those cook for about 8 to 10 minutes, just until they're nice and wilted, and we can concentrate on our egg mixture. You do not have to necessarily be a hero and try to make your frittata in any cookware other than non-stick, because you'll see at the end it can kind of end up a disaster if you don't follow these steps. Alright, so we move on to the eggs. We're going to start off with 8 eggs and 2 egg whites. And we're just going to give those a good whisk. Now you're probably wondering why I just used the whites of the last 2 eggs. I think it's because I wanted the volume, not so much the yolk at that point, just to give the frittata some height along with the half and half we're going to add. So you're just going to break those up and give them a good whisk. When I'm making frittatas, I always like to give the eggs a good whisk first. I'm adding the half and half right there. I always like to give them a good whisk first and break up the eggs and add whatever milk or dairy product I'm going to add and get those mixed together before I add the other ingredients. And I'm just going to season those up with some Grand Diamond all-purpose seasoning, which can be found at gdseasoning.com. Now at this point, you're going to be adding your own seasonings, black pepper and salt to taste. I would caution you to be aware of the salt content in the sausage that you are using, whether you use the homemade sausage recipe that I provide or you use a store-bought sausage. Be aware of the salt content because you don't want your frittata to turn out over salted. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add the chives. I have some Gruyere / cheddar cheese, which I found at Trader Joe's, which is really good. And then I'm going to add the cooked sausage, and we're just going to give that a good whisk. And make sure you mix it really good because from here we're going straight to the skillet with the mushrooms and the spinach. So in it goes over the spinach and the mushrooms, and I have the pan right now over about medium heat. We are not going to blast this recipe over high heat. You're just going to be real gentle with it. So once you add the egg mixtures to the spinach and the mushrooms, you're just going to go in with a spoon and gently start to stir right up until you start to see small bits of egg, cooked egg, coming up to the surface. That's letting you know the cooking process has started. And then what we're going to do from there is turn the heat off and go into a 375-degree oven for 20 minutes. Now here's just a personal tip from me to you for cooking a frittata gently. Make sure you stay away from the heating element in your oven. Once you start to put it in the oven, like mine, I go up high because my heating element is at the bottom. If your heating element is at the top of your oven, put your frittata in the middle of the oven. That way your frittata will cook more gently. And here's what we've got once it comes out. Doesn't that look pretty? So now it's time to plate the frittata. What you want to do is take a flexible spatula and go around the edges of the frittata. Just slide it gently, loosening up the edges of the frittata. Now you can see why I told you don't try to be a hero and not use non-stick. This is where using non-stick cookware comes into play. Then you want to get yourself a nice spatula and go ahead and pull the frittata right out of the skillet. See how easy that was? Now all you have to do is slice it up and serve it up. This recipe should serve somewhere between 4 to 6 servings, and it's a heck of a lot easier than trying to make individual omelets. Now if you wanted to, you can serve this frittata up with some rosemary oven roasted potatoes, which I just so happen to have a recipe for, and it's down below also. For these recipes and a heck of a lot more, go to gdseasoning.com, and I'll see you guys next time.